Good afternoon, responders and RMPs. Chrissy Brooks with Health and Safety. We are going to go over this week's hypothetical, and this is an important one because this one is a cleaning chemical with no diamond label. Honestly, what are most of the damages that we're dealing with? This kind of stuff without a diamond hazard label, but that we're probably going to end up having to put into a bucket. So let's grab your decision tree and let's jump right in. All right, so we are going to work through our decision tree and response sheets, reading every word out loud because it's good practice and it's going to keep our mind fresh. So this is our situation. A wet box with no labels or other hazard warnings is leaking on the floor in a trailer. The liquid is spreading on the floor from this box. When you open the box, you find 4 1-gallon jugs of brown out carpet neutralizer. One bottle has loose caps and the other bottles are covered in residue. You check this product in ETT and it comes up not found. There are no fumes that irritate the skin, no visible fumes, smoke, or irritating odors. When tested, the pH reads an 8. So answer the questions below based on this scenario. All right, so that's a lot of information in that scenario. We are going to first go through our decision tree. So, revised October 2023 leaking package decision tree for designated responder, small package. Is the leaking package generating heat, smoke, visible fumes, vapors, irritating the skin or eyes in any way, or leaking too large of a quantity to absorb or neutralize with available supplies? All no. Does the package have a diamond hazard label, hazardous shipping papers, other hazard indication or markings? Are the contents possibly hazardous or unknown? So that unknown isn't necessarily that we don't know what it is, but that we don't know if it's going to be hazardous. So it's an unknown if it's going to be hazardous. So we're going to answer yes to that question because we don't know if this is going to be hazardous or not. So is the package bearing a diamond hazard label with one of these materials prohibited in the small package system? We don't have any diamond hazard labels on this box, so we can skip down to our next box. Is the package bearing a diamond hazard label with one of these materials in the UPS small package system? Again, there were no markings on the outside of this box, so this is, again, going to be all no. Can you determine by any visible means, label, shipping records, etc., that the package contains a household product such as paint, personal care products, or common household chemicals? Again, as I said with this one, unless it comes up as a non. So if it comes up found, item found, then you can say yes to this green box right here. If it comes up not found, this box needs to be a no every time. So we're going to say no to that one, and it's going to end us up here in our yellow box. Package and related spill must be handled by UPS designated responders. Refer to the appropriate response sheet for hazard and PPE. Follow response action steps to clean up the spill. Follow the chain of command and notify your environmental coordinator if SCB is required and not available. Nobody's got SCBA initials anymore. So if it's something that's bothering your nose, your eyes, your throat, we're going to call environmental immediately. We're not going to hesitate on that one. So we're going to mark that this one is our yellow box. And then response or containment sheets. Where are we going to go? So let's go through our response sheets. And this one, no label on box. That means no diamond hazard label. Yes, it's probably got a shipping label. It's probably got that kind of stuff. But this no label on box means no diamond hazard label. So that's where we're at. We've got no diamond hazard label. So this is the response sheet that we're going to use. So we are going to pick no label or unknown, this very top one. What did the response or containment sheets tell you to do? So let's read through our response sheet and find out, what am I going to do with this package? No label on box or unknown. Hazard. Any or all of the following may apply. Contacts may cause burn to the eyes or skin. Skin contact may be poisonous. Fire may produce irritating or poisonous gases. May be poison if it's inhaled or swallowed. Materials may be flammable or toxic. If there is noticeable skin irritation due to fumes or vapors, do not attempt to continue the cleanup. Follow the chain of command. Notify your environmental coordinator and an outside responder must be called in. Does the package containing the spilled substance have unexplained factors associated with it, such as contains threatening communication or articulated threats, intended for a government office and/or official, have unexplained markings, lack of standard shipping data or labels, or have a small quantity of unexplained powder associated with it? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, stop. Do not attempt to clean up this material. Contact your RMP immediately, and they will refer to the suspicious substance decision tree, which is in your Quick Reference Guide, BTW. So, personal protective equipment required: goggles, boots, apron, and gloves using the Silver Shield inner liners. Keep all the sources of ignition away from the substance. Avoid creating friction or sparks. If it's a solid, but we know it's not a solid, we know it's a liquid, so we're going to go down here to liquids. Check the pH by tearing off approximately 5 inches of pH indicator tape and immerse it in the spilled liquid. Oh, there we go. There's one. Check our pH. All right. And a couple of these other ones apply, but I see that I do not have the multi-option. I will go back and edit that so that you can pick more than one. So if the pH material is above or below the 6 to 9 range, stop, go to corrosive liquid response sheet. Material does not need to be tested again. If the pH of the material is within the 6 to 9 pH range, stop and go to the flammable liquid response sheet. Material does not need to be tested again once at the flammable liquid response sheet. Liquids with high viscosity can appear very thick and may not register a pH, engine or machine oil, or lubricant. Stop and go to the flammable liquid. So this told us up here that our pH was an 8. So that's going to be between our 6 to 9 range. So we can go on to our flammable liquid response sheet, which flammable liquid is right here on page 7. So we're going to start reading this one. Contact may irritate or burn skin or eyes. Fire may produce irritating or poisonous gases. May be poison if it's inhaled, swallowed, or absorbed through the skin. Heat, sparks, and flames may ignite material. Vapors may travel to a source of ignition and flash back. The material may be toxic as well as flammable. Wear goggles, boots, apron, and gloves. So at this point, because we've determined that it's a flammable solid, you can take your Silver Shield liners out. Keep all sources of ignition away from the substance. Avoid any activity that will cause the material to become airborne. Then we've got a liquid, so we're going to skip to number 4. Whenever possible, use Zepsorbent until all liquids are absorbed. Stir with a wooden stirring stick until mixture has the right consistency for Zep. Clay-based absorbent can be used if Zepsorbent is not available. Tear off approximately 5 inches of pH indicator tape and immerse in the spilled liquid. Now we've already done this once, and we know that we're between our 6 to 9 range. So we are going to go here. We're going to match the pH tape color closest to the color on the pH tape dispenser. We got an 8. If the test indicates the spilled material is an alkaline or an acid, not in the 6 to 9 range, carefully apply sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate mixed with acids producing a fizzing reaction. However, when mixed with alkalines, there is no fizzing reaction. If the pH indicates that the spill is not an acid, move to step 5. So we get to go down to step 5 because we're not an acid and we're not a base. We're in that 6 to 9 neutral range. Place the absorbed material into a lined spill tray using a plastic shovel, fiber broom, and our plastic dustpan. Ensure all spill residue is removed from the spill location. Transport the package to the service center for further processing. Waste disposal and decontamination. Designated responder shall refer to the waste disposal flow chart for proper disposition of the package contents and contaminated packaging and debris. Salvageable portion of any package with hazardous material shipping papers must be repacked in a salvage drum and returned to the shipper. All non-waste must be bagged properly and labeled before disposing of in the trash. Refer to your decontamination checklist after the response and disposal process is complete. Decontaminate any areas of the body or equipment that may have been exposed by utilizing the decontamination checklist. So really, any of these other ones don't apply for this one. We checked the pH. That's what it told us to do. It brought us to the flammable liquid. We followed the instructions on the flammable liquid page. We solidified with our Zepsorbent, put it into a green bag, brought it over to the processing center. Now we're ready to put it into ETT. All right, moving on. So can you sign in to the MFA page with your RACF and token? The multi-factor authentication page is the very first page that you go into when you're needing to use your token. That's what generates your token password, and this is a hyperlink to that site. If you cannot, or if you're getting the access denied and you don't know why, click here and watch my video just so that you can make sure that you're doing it correctly. And if you're still getting that error, the access denied, check mark this one. If not, hopefully you're going to check mark the yes. Then I verify that I can sign into ETT and with the password generated on the MFA login site using my own RACF ID and token. We are going to please type your name in the space provided below. If you cannot sign into the website, into ETT with your own login, please type no in this box. That no is going to indicate to whoever's looking at the files that, hey, we got to get with this person because they can't get into ETT. I, of course, can get into ETT, so I'm going to type my name in here. Click our next button here. All right, next one. I know that I need to access the waste disposal flowchart electronically for every leaker that I dispose of. Every single leaker, with the exception of when you're calling environmental, but notice this says every leaker that I will dispose of. When we're calling in an outside responder, they are disposing, not us. So outside responder, they dispose. No outside responder, we dispose. All right. So if you know how to get to it in the quick reference guide so that you can look at the waste disposal flowchart, awesome. Click that yes button. If not, this video right here shows you exactly step by step, click by click how to do it. So click here to watch my video on my YouTube channel on how to get to the waste disposal flowchart. Here is our most current waste disposal flowchart. So our question asks us, which box on the waste disposal flowchart did the damage lead us to? So we're going to go through this here. DMP waste disposal flowchart. Spilled, leaking, liquid or powder are surrendered to the DMP. Yes, that's what this is. Did it spill outside of a vehicle except when inside the facility or enter a drain, or does it have reportable quantity listed on the shipping papers? No. Does the spilled package fall into one of these categories? Contain nicotine or other acute hazardous waste, biohazard substance or biomedical waste, pressurized cylinder, DEA controlled substance, pharmaceuticals, or explosives? Again, all no. Are the contents verified as non via ETT? No, it told us on the first page that it came up as not found, so we have to run it through our system. Is the sum of the remaining liquids of the same product 3 gallons or more? It is. It told us that we had 4 1-gallon containers and they are all contaminated. So we're going to end up in this green box because we have 4 gallons. We get to process that as a liquid present damage and we do not have to solidify it all. So we are going to go to our Appendix D if we do not know how to process a liquid as liquid, how to process a damage as liquid present. We'll click on this Appendix D in our waste disposal flowchart. Otherwise, if you know how to do it, fantastic. We're going to do that one as liquid present. So we want to make sure that we are checking this box, not this green box, this one, because we are going to damage this package as liquid present. So we're clicking our almost our middle one. All right, next page. Our next question is, what do you do with RCRA clean containers? So if you don't know what a RCRA clean container is, the training is right here. It's training that you would have taken, you take it annually, and you also take it when you are initially trained as a responder. RCRA is the governmental, I believe it's an act, the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act. Yes, it is. A Resource Recovery and Conservation Act. So essentially what it means is that plastic bottles that we have emptied chemicals out of, we can throw it away. We don't need that bottle anymore. It does not have hazardous material in it any longer, or potentially hazardous material, such as in the instance of these cleaning chemicals. We don't need to hold on to the container if it's empty. So RCRA clean containers get thrown away. We're going to throw those away once they're empty. We're going to dump the product. We're going to solidify the product in our gray spill tub. We're going to take that container. We're going to throw it in our can, right? So that's what RCRA clean containers are. What tool do we use that tells us how to dispose? If you notice, it's underlined and it's bold, of hazardous materials. Well, what do we use that tells us how to dispose of them? It is waste disposal flowchart. And apparently I can't spell. There's disposal. All right, and then I have completed my DOK for responders or RMP this month. Obviously, if you're an RMP, you're going to complete that one. Responders, you're going to complete that one. I have included it in the email that I sent out this week. So if you need the DOKs, as a health and safety group, we have updated them because we haven't had new ones come out since 2022. And most of what that DOK referred to was SCBA. So we put some other things in it that as a health and safety team we feel are important. That's not something that we are going to keep track of. DOKs are an operational thing. So hopefully your health and safety supervisor in your operation is taking care of these, getting them administered. If not, ask your manager about them. Hey, I'm supposed to be completing a DOK. So run with it from there. So yes, I already have mine done. Next page here is the last page. So employee name, my name is Chrissy, and my number. Again, we got to make sure that these are correct. Please, please, please read the instructions. Employee name, employee ID number. I still have about 15, maybe 20 of you a week that are doing it wrong, and you're not getting credit. If you're not inputting your employee number correctly, you're not getting credit for doing all of this work. So please get credit for what you are doing. Omaha is where I reside, and Monarch is where I'm domiciled. And then we hit that submit button. All done. So thanks for sticking around. I know this one was long. I apologize. We had 2 different response sheets we had to go through. Again, if you have any questions, please don't ever hesitate to reach out. And I look forward to seeing you guys all again next week. Have a great day.